This whole networking concept is for those who are on the margins, not for those who make the decisions.
Oh.
If you are the person with the resources and you make the decision, there is 1 million people wanting to network with you. Your framing is very different. You don't leave the house and say, oh my God, I really want to go network with the 1 million people that want to have a conversation, shake my hand and tell me about this idea and the third. No, you want to limit that access because it's exhausting. You have actual things that you want to do. It's an illusion because I'm like, at the end of the day, if you are a person, knowing that connection, does it get you results?
Ask me.
The Sapiosexual Platter.
Power is never built by asking to belong. It is built by becoming unavoidable. On today's episode, we are challenging, or rather dismantling, one of society's most seductive myths, that networking creates power. My name is Belsa Abo Ame.
I am Shatani Somalakai.
Welcome to the Sapiosexual Platter. I see you making a face to my intro and you're doing something with your mouth.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed.
I
You
was
are challenging one of society's seductive myths. I'm like, okay, let's go.
I was thinking you're like, that's not the direction I thought of.
No, I
this
love
episode.
it. I love it. Yeah.
That's the vibe I was getting.
I love it.
What direction did you think of the episode?
I mean, for me, let's talk about networking, right?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I actually am a big believer in networking.
Yeah.
So I do believe that there's power in networking. But I also subscribe to what you say, that it doesn't necessarily always result in the result that one is seeking. It doesn't equate. I know that I've attended many networking events. There's many people that I have access to.
Yeah.
But that access doesn't give me the things that I would like.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, which is, can you please be a client of someone like an associate, and can I make money? You know, sometimes all I know is the person and nothing more.
Yeah.
So there's definitely credibility in that statement. I don't dispute it. My angle, though, was just talking about it from the perspective of the feminine masculine dynamic.
Yeah.
Which I find is that I've played the networking game so long, and I've found that I've had to masculinize myself in order to be relevant. And there's a point where I got exhausted because last year, one of my goals was to learn golf. It was actually, even this year, one of my goals as well.
Yeah.
And I found myself going, am I really going to learn another skill that I don't like? I don't even like sports like that, first of all. I'm more musically arts inclined than I am sports inclined.
Yeah.
So I already know how to play chess right now. I'm a pretty decent chess player, and that's because I was playing the networking game. My former boss, he loves chess, and I read the book, Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office, and it's the one that introduced the idea of networking and how women don't get ahead in corporate because on Friday when the boys go out to play soccer, watch soccer, play chess, do all these things, us girls, we go home, we take care of the kids, we go watch a movie or something. And it's like, if you want to get ahead, you have to kind of assimilate into those circles, you know, and you have to learn how to play chess, and you have to, so I did that, you know. And so I'm like, okay, now the people I'm with in the circles I'm at, they don't do chess.
Yeah.
They do golf. So like, here I am again. I'm going to have to learn golf.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, guys.
Yeah.
This is too patriarchal and too masculine for my liking.
Yeah.
And this is the angle I wanted us to have the conversation at. But I'm very happy to have a much broader conversation around the efficacy of networking as a concept in the first place. So, yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
When I heard you speaking, I was like, maybe because of where you are at and like having an awareness of the masculinity and femininity essences that's the framing that you naturally explore because that's what's present in your neural pathways.
Yes.
So I do think that the way we are approaching this conversation is aligned, just different framing.
Okay.
I didn't specify it into the masculinity and femininity. For me, it was just simple math of do the people that we actually want to network with, the people that actually have the power, sit around and be like, I wonder what room or event I should go to today. And even when you just study the way the events are done, it's like you'd find a president comes in or a minister. They're the last to enter the room, the first to leave the room.
Right.
So it's like you get sold this illusion of come to this event.
The minister
would be there. The president would be there. And then it creates a psychological ideology of like, oh, maybe when I go there, I'll be able to like connect, to shake the hand. So it just came into my realm through a Machiavellian philosophy.
Okay.
Where it just says like power is never built by asking to belong. It's built by becoming unavoidable. And it's like networking creates this illusion of like, oh my God, expand your network and power would eventually reward you. And it's like, if you look at that equation and you assess that equation, do you think you're gonna like, enter more rooms and shake more hands and eventually power is gonna reward you?
Okay.
No, it's not. It isn't. Because
hence you call it the seductive myth.
it is very seductive because it gives you this illusion of like outward progress. Because I met the minister, I am accomplished, or I've moved from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You know, it's an illusion because I'm like, at the end of the day, if you are a person, knowing that connection, does it get you results?
Ask me.
Yeah, so you just then realize like, you know what, this whole networking concept is for those who are on the margins, not for those who make the decisions.
Oh.
It's not. I do agree with networking to a certain degree, but I'm like, if everybody wants to network with you, you reduce your circle.
Yeah.
You become inaccessible. The reason why people in power are in power comes with inaccessibility. If you are the person with the resources and you make the decision, there is 1 million people wanting to network with you. Your framing is very different. You don't leave the house and say, oh my gosh, I really want to go network with the 1 million people that want to have a conversation, shake my hand and tell me about this idea and the third. No, you want to limit that access because it's exhausting. You have actual things that you want to do. You are going to align with people at your level. And it moves forward. It's the same way that in a state visit, as Paul Kagame came, it's like, I'm coming for 2 days. And we need to make this agreement and the third and the third. So I don't think people who are making decisions actually like fantasize and strategize about how to access certain rooms.
It just made me feel so small. Like,
no, that is not the
like,
intention. That is not the intention. The intention is to
read
really...
us all to film. Like, you're busy. I'm busy waking up, getting myself ready for an event. Oh my God, I'm fantasizing. I'm gonna bump into so and so, and Bella's like, no, babes, that person is not thinking about you. Get it out of your head.
No, I just want people to
snap
really,
out of it.
I want people to explore the practicality of it.
For sure, I agree though.
Yeah. And that's why for me, it's not to say that the networking is bad. It's like, as a viewer, let us frame it differently.
Yeah.
Let us actually make you the person that is unavoidable. Let us make you the person when they think, is it risky and costly to cut this person off? Yes, it is risky and costly. Then it's like, okay, we may not like her, but she adds value.
Yeah.
We may not agree with her, but she mitigates the risk. That's how you network. But yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think for me, it's reading to filth in the sense of I've seen that take place where
Yeah.
you are at an event and you see people, 10 of them in a line, wanting to go meet the minister, the CEO.
Yeah.
And in my mind, trying to calculate, me in that 1 minute interaction with
20,000 people
what are you gonna
coming.
get really? So I've seen that live take
Yeah.
place. So I'm happy for you to explore that thought for the viewer, to say, when somebody goes for a networking event, what is their frame of mind? Are you going to see the person who's posted on the poster?
Yeah.
Right? Or which is my approach to it, is I'm there for the people who attend that kind of an event.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, this is a thought leadership conference, for example. Who are the people that attend thought leadership conferences?
Yeah.
I may possibly not get at most I'll get with the CEOs or the speakers as a handshake.
Yeah.
But I will meet other people who are possible clientele that I will be sitting next to, that I'm going to bump into at lunch or
Yeah.
on the way to the bathroom. Those are the people I am targeting when I go for a networking event, not
Yeah.
the person on the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the power of networking,
Yeah.
definitely. I just think it creates stagnancy in people at times, because people then take I have met so and so, I went to this event and got connected to a person.
Yeah.
So there's that illusion of progress, that I met you, I gave you my card, I shook your hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well and good. I don't believe in that. I believe that when you go to an event and you see somebody that you want to have an affiliation, an association with, the normal posture in the country and maybe across the continent, I don't know, but I'll speak for where I'm from, would be, you enter a room and you're like, oh, could you be my mentor? I need to be mentored. Oh, I have got this brilliant idea. Please mentor me. And it's just like, realistically speaking, do you know how many people come to that person and ask him for mentorship? So what is it about you that you should be chosen for mentorship? As opposed to the posture of, you enter a space and it's like, oh, I see Ms. Shatanya Somalekai of Somalekai and Associates. Okay, quickly. What problems do I spot about the value proposition of Somalekai and Associates as a business model? That person is providing a solution. By default, you are inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, by default.
So are you
Yeah.
pro networking or anti networking? I just want to understand.
I
this
am not
stance.
pro or anti. I am trying to shift the posture so that when we do go outside and say we're going to network, we should actually really see it for what it is, because we've been programmed, and that's why I said it's a societal myth. We've been programmed to believe that networking gives you access to power.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to reframe it to say, let's look at this a bit different. The people that we're going to want to interact with, do they have the time, the space for you and your needs and your idea, and thinking that connecting with them is getting you advanced somewhere?
I guess the framing of the conversation was, this is assuming, of course, we're in an environment where I'm comfortable enough to go to the decision maker and have a conversation with them. Or I feel as part of the larger collective in the room that
Yeah.
I belong, so that I'm comfortable enough to approach a Bal or anybody else in the room that makes decisions.
Yeah.
And I find that I wonder if this is the experience for other women, because a lot of networking events, and I guess this is a challenge to corporate or our general networking culture, have we noticed that these things are quite patriarchal? The golf games.
Yeah.
The number of times I can swear by somebody saying, you need to learn how to play golf, Shati. Like, if you learn how to play golf, like, your clientele base will just go higher.
Yeah.
Why do I have to learn golf? Like, why? And it's true, though.
Yeah.
It's like they play golf and they show it, and then they play soccer, and like FIFA's coming up, and like I'm getting nervous again because I have to brush up on my soccer history. Go ask Weji, like, what's the line this time,
Yeah.
And I'm just getting tired at it being so patriarchal and how feminine events are not taken seriously as networking events.
Yeah.
And I think that's something women also do. Like,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like, I wish we took those events with the seriousness they deserve, because they've actually created an environment for us to exchange ideas and contacts and really move the needle forward of productivity in our respective businesses.
Yeah.
So that's the angle. That's even before we get to, okay, now we're at the event. What do you say to this person of influence if you happen to be sitting next to them, if you happen to have 1 minute with them?
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting how the events are often very male-centered? Yeah.
Because I feel like you've changed the energy of the conversation.
No.
Yeah, to the masculine and the feminine component.
So
are we flowing in that train of thought?
No, I think it was adding on
Yeah.
to your point.
For me, I don't have a problem with the masculinity and femininity aspect of it. I just think it's a matter of default to history. The people that built the system and the networks and governed them for a very long time in terms of the corporate sector or the workforce has been man, like setting the foundation. Obviously, then with your neural pathway, if you're gonna then break this whole illusion of networking, it comes to you as, actually, when you network, it's a very masculine sport. And it's like, yeah, by default, it is masculine because they have been in the game for so long. But I'm like, at the foundation of what we're doing, we're both challenging the networking game. Only that it's coming in the
Fair.
masculine and feminine to you.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it wouldn't come like that to me, because I'm like, but it was a men's world prior to us entering it.
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope you get what I mean.
100%.
Yeah.
And I guess you operate more realistically. So
You operate realistically as well.
I'm just saying. No, only to the extent that I've just told the public, like, I'm vulnerable here. I started off like, I am going to be like a man. I am going to learn chess. I'm going to learn golf.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about soccer. And I'm like, this is not even who I am.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the illusion. It's
Right.
like when you are in the magins, they give you this illusion of like, what more activities do you need to do to get
Right.
into the inner circle? And it's like, if you position yourself, you'll get into the inner circles without even having to think about soccer and all these things that are pieces. But that's what I say about the people in power. No, let me position myself so that I affect the bottleneck. Therefore, whether I play chess or no soccer, it's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, it's risky to not include me.
But what if you do play golf and you love golf?
Then go ahead and play with them.
But I think there's also studies that show, because I think I love your statement. It's true, but it's framed in it's so conclusive, where I'm like, it's leaving out the entire networking game, which has been effective for those persons who love the things that I'm talking about.
But for me, it's more the illusion of a young person entering the workforce and spending years attending these different events in the hopes of something is going to come out of it. And I'm like, I'm sitting here in my 30s. I did a lot of those events in my 20s, a lot of them on a high level. And it's like, I'm not being pessimistic, but I'm realizing that a lot of the times an event would be put together by somebody who has an agenda to push. On that person who's making the decision, how they present it on a high level is, I create this yearly event and I can get 100 minds into one room. That's a person with power. You go there with the truth of, really, I'm going to network. Well and good. But I've seen too many young people that I've worked with excited to go to these events. They attend them, and then 3 years after the fact, 4 years after the fact of meeting that person, where have you moved from point to A to B? And then you realize that they end up in a state of hopelessness, because it's like, I met the person who makes the decision.
Yeah.
I have them in my contact list. But what has that translated into?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, if it is not translated into anything, if they haven't thrown you a tender, if they have not given you some gig or said, oh, actually, that means your position in that equation can be easily replaced.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't negate the power of networking, though, because
I've never said it
you would
negates
have
it.
actually gotten the person's number, which is the benefit, the point, which is
If the point is to just get the number and it sits in your
it's
phone,
to
by all
start.
means.
I think for me, it's to start. So my approach to, and I agree with everything that you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with the posture that a lot of people's posture where they're not able to derive the benefit from the network is that they simply think a contact, just shake hands, hi, we have numbers, okay, cool. But it goes beyond that. You do have to develop some kind of a relationship, some kind of a rapport. You have to be able to maintain it beyond the event itself. You know, sometimes at the event you can get the opportunity right there and then. I don't think that should necessarily even be the expectation that I meet you today and then tomorrow you give me a tender. Like, that's too opportunistic even for my own.
But that's the nature of networking.
Yeah,
It's
it is transactional. I
Meeting
get
people
it.
who can transcend you to another level. That's the
Based
posture
off
of-
relationships, like you're creating relationships.
And that's where I'm saying we're reframing the conversation. Because I never said networking is bad. And that's when you ask me, am I anti-networking? I said, no, I'm not anti-networking. But I've attended many networking events and I keep witnessing them. And I realize that the posture and how people go into these events and you get this high, you come out of it, there's nothing that moves the needle. So then you realize that it's the posture in which people enter it and it's the positioning that they enter it with. So for me, it's just more like position yourself, work on the posture so that when you actually go to the event with 100 people, those 2 people that you meet
translates into something
because
productive.
we did it. We did many of them. We did the Forbes. We did the what? Like just
Yeah.
Even if we give Forbes as an example, it came. We hosted Forbes Africa.
Yeah.
They came. It was a beautiful event. It gave us a lot of exposure. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of benefit.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, the essence and the idea of networking is that these 2 worlds must collide and create.
Yeah. I think number 2 would then be knowing that you have to then nurture the relationship post the contact.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's very important. It is transactional. That's what networking is. You want to derive a benefit from it. But I think you still need to appeal to our human instincts, you know, which is you really never want to give somebody if you feel like they're leeching off you or like they're a parasite. And so it's important to establish a rapport and maintain it post the networking event. You need to invest just as much in checking on the person. How are you today? Can I pass?
Don't do that. If you get my number, don't dare text me and say, hey, how are you? Please don't.
Really?
Don't.
Man, I just think
I feel like it's
do you
such
know
a
how I
time
feel like this
waster.
conversation? I feel like it's so interesting because it's like we're operating on 2 different.
I'm like, don't.
In
text
my
me.
world,
they
love that.
I don't.
It's a check-in.
I've got 200 WhatsApps that
Oh
are
my
unread.
gosh! Oh my
And if you send me
gosh.
a message, hey, how are you? I'm like, get to the point. Get to the point.
Oh wow!
Honestly, even right now, if I have a contact of a president on my phone, I'm not gonna text the president and say, "Hey, how are you?"
I mean,
Just
I guess
checking
different
in.
levels, right?
Yeah.
It's different levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why what our conversation is on different framings or different thought processes because I'm thinking of it on that high level.
It's not every day that we need to meet the president.
Yes, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that if you are accessing somebody who has power, chances are they're very busy and they're making very deep, serious relationships. If you have a relationship with them, very serious decisions. If you have a relationship with them of, hey, how are you? By all means, you can do that. But for some people, like the people that I have access to, I'm just like, it's more like,
What thing?
Nako, time. Let's get to the point. What is it we're addressing?
I mean, that's so interesting. I mean, you know what? I think I'm going to try do an experiment in my own life with the people that I have access to. Because there's people that I have access to where initially it was just a, hey, how are you? Let's do lunch. Oh, how are things going? And then eventually it materialized into, actually, there's this opportunity come through, and I feel like the only reason that they thought of me to do that thing was because of those coffees, those hays, those how are you. I think maybe it's also the difference between the extrovert and the introvert. I don't know. But I found that to be effective. Just build just the relationship generally, and then eventually when something comes up, then
maybe they just connect with you on a personal level.
That's
so
what I'm always looking at.
Yeah.
Maybe networking.
I enjoy you on a personal level. Don't be texting me, hey, how are you? You know that already about me. Or now,
time
to the point.
So
if it's a courtesy call, you're like, I was just trying to check on you. I'm like, okay.
Okay, since we're expanding the conversation, which is maintain the relationship post the networking.
Yeah.
How do we do it in your world?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because for me, when I heard you and I'm like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Definitely, you must maintain the relationship post that. But now back to my point of those who want to networks are often on the margins, and those who have the power are in the room.
Yeah.
So that means you don't have leverage, right?
In the moment.
In the moment.
Yes.
You don't have leverage because you're in the margins asking for access in. So for me, it'll be like you maintain the relationship by increasing your leverage.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So number 1, posture. Number 2, maintain the relationship. Number 3, I just feel like we're giving away our trade secrets. The more, because the way you frame this conversation, now we're telling people what we do, and I just don't know. Do you want to share the third secret?
What is the third secret? Share the third secret. I don't know the third secret. Share it.
To effective networking, patience.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the kill immediately, always.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes 2. And so
sometimes it's never, so just give up the course.
And that's also okay, by the way. You're not going to kill you're not going to catch every fish.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a bad fishing day, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But just understanding that can help you.
Yeah, I think patience while building authority, because the attention you get from networking is temporary, but if you build authority, you can actually maximize from that attention or that access that you get.
Yeah. And then understanding the different types of currency of the people that you meet.
Yes.
Because we've done an episode before on the different types of wealth. So there's people I know who are key decision makers in their companies.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, that's not the company that's ever going to give me work. But they know other people.
Yeah.
And so their currency to me is not that they are in a key decision-making position. Their currency to me is that they have other networks, which by virtue of the relationship I have with them, I have access to. And those are the people that actually then give me work. So I find people sometimes get really disappointed in certain people. I went to this event and I met this person and we had a conversation and nothing came out of it. And then they tell me who the person is and I'm like, did you really think you were gonna get work from that company? Come on, right?
Yeah.
But I know that person, and if you were really paying attention to who they are, and if you took and you spent time with them, you would realize that they can give you access to this other person, and that other person, that person. And those are the companies where realistically you can get some kind of work. So I think it's important to understand currency, that some people get you in the room, some people give you access to other people, and then some people are the key decision makers that actually give you the work.
People should also just genuinely connect.
Organically. It must be organic.
Organically. Yeah. It's very off-putting sometimes to see you use this tool, networking, then access a person in a position of power. And then when they come out of that position of power, you sort of like just go...
Yeah, I don't like
out.
that.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that.
You spit them out and then you move on to the successor. And it's just very off-putting because then you realize the opportunistic nature of it all and the leeching behavior of it all. And it's just
That's unattractive.
very unattractive.
Yuck.
It's very yuck.
Yeah, honestly, no, that one I don't like that. I don't. So that's why I believe in just building genuine high.
Exactly.
The coffee, like for me, it's like I genuinely care about you as a person.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
you connect.
Yeah, you connect.
You connect.
Yeah.
It's not just a network. Now
Yeah.
it's like a relationship.
a relationship and
I
become
do
part
do
of your
coffee,
circle.
guys, with people that are in my circle. Just don't invite me for coffee if there's no end game.
Yeah.
And no intentionality behind it and no genuineness. If you
Yeah.
invite me for coffee and you're not a genuine person, we're never doing coffee.
Yeah, because business ultimately, and you want to do business with people that you trust.
Thank
and
you.
the people that you believe have your best interests at heart.
People that you like.
And the people that you like as well. So I think
Yes.
that's the bigger part of the networking game. Yeah.
And if they don't like you, and if they don't connect with you, literally become unavoidable. That's
Yeah.
the essence of this conversation, to say, how do young African people, how do young Botswana people become so disruptive in a positive way that they are unavoidable from the decision making, from the opportunities, from the solutions, where literally when something happens, we think,
Let's
that
call-
group of IT students,
We need to call them
Yeah.
not protests. Products.
products over protests. Because even that frustration from them is like, we've networked, we've been given access to the education system, we've met the leaders, no opportunities, so we're gonna protest at parliament because our networking hasn't bared fruit. And
Yeah.
it's like, position yourself, build authority, become unavoidable.
Yeah. And there you have it, guys. My name is Shatani Samalakai.
And I am Belsa Abo Ame.
You've been watching the
The
Sapiosexual
Sapiosexual
Platter.
Platter.